Harrison Crosby is going to be who starts from pole position then. Championship leader, 5 wins for him so far this season. Carl Payne is alongside. Can he get his first win of the season? Carter Brown is charging up the order. He was a rider that fell from third yesterday late on. Hopefully he recovers well today. Ronnie Harris looking for his first podium is fourth. Then it's Sullivan Mounsey, Ryan Hitchcock, Alfie Davidson and Josh Bannister on row 4. Thomas Gomez and Lucas Brown on row 5. Harrison McKay and Ollie Horner on row 6. Ben Jolliffe and Warwick Brady row 7. Here is Liam Hodgins to talk you through the start of the race.
So a very good grid of riders taking up their positions at the start of the mini GP50s. Harrison Crosby, your championship leader, took the race win yesterday in the very tough and wet conditions ahead of the number 25 of Kyle Payne. Sullivan Mounsey on bike 144 was your podium position. Josh Bannister, as we just mentioned there, will be starting further down the order. Josh Bannister starting in 8th place, managed to pick up 4th position in the wet. So he's struggling with the wet conditions, but can he make up some positions in the dry conditions of today's race? So we've got Kyle Payne on bike number 25 to your right. We've got Harrison Crosby on bike number 69, looking like Jorge Lorenzo's, but one of the 9s has been flipped upside down and it is a 6. So the 69 there of Harrison Crosby will be starting from pole position on the left hand side of the grid. The final checks of the riders have been made. They're on the grid now as the marshal steps off, looking to the flag. The revs are rising and away they go. Looks like we've got a great start there from the 25 of Kyle Payne. Leaps off the line into the lead ahead of Crosby. And is it Carter Brown? Yes, Carter Brown, who just missed out on a podium yesterday, is in 3rd position as they head down towards the 2nd chicane at the start of this lap. Josh Bannister is in 5th, and just behind them, or just in front of him, sorry, is Ryan Hitchcock. We've got a move. Ryan Hitchcock up the inside at the bottom hairpin of Carter Brown. Josh Bannister nips through as well. So that's it. Carter Brown dropping from 3rd down to 5th in one corner there. So we've got Crosby all over the back of Payne as they head down towards the back straight. Bannister all over the back of Ryan Hitchcock and towards the final turn. Have we got a move for 3rd? Yes, we do. Bannister up the inside a little bit wide. He's ran wide so much so that Hitchcock has made a move back into 3rd place there, but we've still got Carter Brown in 5th position as we start lap number 2.
Yeah, that was great battling going on there. They're the two leaders. There's 3rd place, as you were talking about. Here's the battle for 5th place further back. Got 5 in it. So it was Carl Payne who was leading the way from Harrison Crosby, and it is Ryan Hitchcock, Josh Bannister, Carter Brown, Ronnie Harris, Lucas Brown, Sullivan Mounsey, who's dropped back at the start. Ben Jolliffe has gone up. Ollie Horner also dropping back just a little bit as they come through the right-hander down towards the final corner past those 2 infield hairpins. There's the number 29 trying to get down the inside. That's Lucas Brown, and executes that move perfectly on Ronnie Harris. So Lucas Brown up into 6th place now, and he's got a chance of making yet another place as Carter Brown lays just ahead of him on the blue bike. Here they come now down towards the 2nd chicane. It was a look down the outside briefly there for Lucas Brown. Wasn't quite able to do it, but he's got this hairpin to do it now. Looked like Carter Brown ran slightly wide there, but maybe a preferred line, or has he run wide on the exit of the hairpin? He has. Is this going to allow Lucas Brown to get down the inside? It isn't. Back to the leaders. Carl Payne is under a lot of pressure here from Harrison Crosby, who looks to the outside into the last corner. Bannister is there as well. Also Ryan Hitchcock is there. They've just swapped places and in towards turn number 1. Crosby almost going round the outside there, Liam.
We've seen so much from these 3 in 2019 so far, but can Crosby do it? No, but Bannister's all over the back of Crosby. That's your top 2 in the championship. Crosby and Bannister. Can Bannister take some points off Crosby? He's looking to try and do it. He started from 8th on the grid. He's now 3rd. So this is a great ride so far from the number 2 of Josh Bannister. But Kyle Payne is showing his prowess in the lead position at the moment as they go from left to right onto the back straight. Great run there from Crosby down the back straight. Can he make a move up the inside? But can Bannister make a move up the inside of Crosby? Late on the brakes he goes, not doing it yet. Crosby lets off the brakes to allow himself to sweep round the outside of Bannister and hold a 2nd position. These 3 have got a bit of a gap over Hitchcock, who's just under 2nd behind them down towards the 2nd chicane at the start of this lap. nip and tuck, wheel to wheel, a six-wheeled train here at the front of the grid, and towards the bottom end of the circuit we go once again. Now we see Crosby gets great runs out of these hairpins over the brow of the hill into the right-hander. Look at Bannister, he's up the inside into the tight right-hander, not doing it yet, going through the right, into the left once again. You've got to set yourself up perfectly for a run onto the back straight. The wheel tries to spin out, Crosby's looking again, Bannister's looking around the outside, will one of them make a stick? Oh, that was close there. Kyle Payne holding on valiantly at the head of the field, Chris.
Yeah, it's very, very close, isn't it? Here's Harrison Crosby trying to go to the outside. Carl Payne really has a train behind him now. He's started to defend. He's shown what he wants to do in this race. His intentions are clear. He wants to defend to the end if necessary. Harrison Crosby is now in the middle of a sandwich here. Josh Bannister is in the exact same position as well, but is going to try and go on the attack as they go down to this right-hander. Can't quite do it. Now through the long left-hander, quick flick then for the right, and down to the final corners. Bannister is currently the quickest rider on circuit, but can't quite get into the top two positions. Ryan Hitchcock, what does he do? He can only go forward, but when does he decide to make his move?
Oh, he's tagged him! Crosby's down! Wow, he tagged the back of Payne. He's into the barrier at the first chicane. Sorry, Chris, to jump over you there, but he's up. He's okay. That is unfortunate there for your championship leader, stomping with rage at the bike there. So he nearly kicks it, and he's angry. He's so angry at the bike, he nearly kicked it, but he tried to take the lead of the race from Kyle Payne. Got too close, tagged the back, but thankfully he's up. He's okay. He's trying to get back into the race, but it's the leaders. Kyle Payne looks unaffected by this. Josh Bannister still in second as they're lapping Warwick Brady, and we've got Ryan Hitchcock, so that has scattered the leading group there.
Yeah, it really has, hasn't it? It's opened up the door for Josh Bannister here, likewise for Ryan Hitchcock as well, who now finds himself in third place. A huge disappointment there for Harrison Crosby, fighting for the lead, and one small mistake in Mini GP50 can see your race end as quick as that. So very disappointing result, but he'll be back for more. Lucas Brown is now in fourth. Sullivan Mounsey has come up to fifth, but here we go for the lead. Bannister trying to get down the inside of Carl Payne. We're into the final 5 laps of this race. He can't quite do it. Carl Payne had a slight bit of breathing space, but only briefly, as Bannister now comes charging down the outside into the final corner. Can he get the switch back and get the run down the start-finish straight? He can't. It's almost like we're seeing a replay every single lap here. Carl Payne is putting his bike in all the right places, but he opened the door. He has, and Josh Bannister slides down the inside. Josh Bannister takes the lead. That was probably the only time in this race that Carl Payne has left a gap, and Josh Bannister took advantage.
Oh, what a move there by Bannister. He's been looking like he's been wanting to do that all race long. Started from 8th in the grid. He still needs the race. So we're back with Josh Bannister. Kyle Payne, Hitchcock still there. This is your top 3 for the race win. Can Kyle Payne find anything to retaliate on Josh Bannister? But Josh Bannister's holding a bit of a gap at the top of the field at the moment as they come through the first chicane, powering down the straight into the second. Bannister has about a 2 to 3 bike length advantage over Payne. Hitchcock just under a second off your leader at the moment, but with Bannister leading, this allows Payne to just study where Bannister is quicker and where he's quicker and where he might be able to try and lunge up the inside towards the end of the race. There's only 2.5 laps remaining, Chris. This is anyone's race so far.
It is, isn't it, as they come down towards the final corners. Now this is a moment in a race where you're the race leader and you've had to heavily defend for a long time, and you suddenly lose the race lead. This is your chance to show what you can do, chasing and overtaking. So Carl Payne, this is a real good opportunity for him. Although he's lost the race lead, he's got a chance to show what he can do, having to do the chasing. But oh dear, he's going to get really slowed down by a back marker there. Huge shame there for Josh Bannister. Ryan Hitchcock is then in third place now coming through. I think this might be Warwick Brady that they are going past. But behind all this, it's Lucas Brown in 4th place, and then it is Sullivan Mounsey, who's under intense pressure from Ronnie Harris, in 6th. Ollie Horner is in 7th, and he has a huge queue of bikes behind him in the likes of Carter Brown, Ben Jolliffe and Harrison McKay as well, which rounds out the top 10 as Bannister comes through the first chicane for the final time. Liam, he's got a gap of 8 tenths now. I think all he needs to do is stay on the bike, and he's got this one in the bag.
Barring mistake from Josh Bannister, as you said, Chris, it looks like he does have this in the bag, but anything can happen in the mini GP50s, and he usually does. We're talking about him having it in the bag. Kyle Payne is putting in a lap of his life at the moment, closing the gap back down. It was 8 tenths at the start finish line. That looks like about 3 tenths of an advantage now. 2 corners to go, powering down to the back straight. Will be Bannister who gets a horrible run onto the back straight. Kyle Payne is not close enough. Bannister hold it, yes he does, through the final turn. Who's it going to be powering out the last corner? Cross the start finish line. Josh Bannister from 8th on the grid takes the race win of the mini GP50s. Kyle Payne comes across the line in 2nd. Ryan Hitchcock in bike number 43 takes home a very safe 3rd position, waiting for the rest of the runners and riders to come through. Lucas Brown we're expecting on bike number 20, and a big finish there. That looked like Sullivan Mounsey just holding off Ronnie Harris for 5th position there. So Lucas Brown comes across the line 4th, Sullivan Mounsey 5th, Ronnie Harris in 6th, Ollie Horner, Carter Brown, and of course Harrison Crosby, who was in this lead battle before he tagged the back of your race leader at the time, Kyle Payne, comes across the line in 9th ahead of Ben Jolliffe. Harrison McKay in 11th, and Warwick Brady rounds out your runners and riders, Chris.
I can tell you what, one thing that is going to do is close down the championship lead as well. Harrison Crosby was 20 points clear. That'll be 25 points to Josh Bannister. Harrison Crosby will get significantly less, and we could see a new championship leader in Josh Bannister walking away from Lydd in the lead of the championship after race 3. So, well, there we go. Bannister, fastest lap, definitely deserved that race lead. It's a shame we didn't get to see Harrison Crosby fight it out in the quartet there. Kyle Payne finishes in 2nd, and he came back strong on that last lap. Ryan Hitchcock rounds out our podium in 3rd place.